Hey Aquas, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. You all got the empty room, the vow, the kiss, the womb, and nectar. Aquas. Whew. Um, I kind of feel like the question at hand here is how committed am I to creating a safe space? Um, or take it how it resonates because you can be on either side of the story. How safe of a space is this person capable of creating? um, because the empty room is about self-reflection. It's like, who am I? Aqua's. I kind of wanted to say like your shadow side mo is just being really aloof, right? Like just not really caring. But like if you don't care, if you're aloof and you don't, like oh, good for you for not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's kind of this attitude that you've been getting from other people in your life, who are, I feel like, almost just exhausted with your apathy, like can't even. um, but the idea of the vow is, like, be careful of the commitments that you make along the way because you never know when they'll come back around to like you made this commitment. So it could be something that's very casual, or it's something that you're very committed to. But I kind of get the feeling that it's almost this idea of like that's the question of like, is this something that I'm committed to? Is this something that provides with intimacy and life, or is it a trap? I don't see the trap here, but I have that like resounding question in my head. And I don't know if this is how somebody that you're dealing with feels about you or how you feel about somebody that you're dealing with. Obviously, take it how it resonates. It will depend on my aquas. But ultimately, there's just this like, is this a safe space? How committed to this am I? And, like, will this be something that can sustain both, I want to say both curiosity and intimacy, right? Because it's kind of like, well, once I figure out like the puzzle, I almost feel like saying awkward is this idea of like approaching a relationship like a puzzle. And once you figure the puzzle out, you get bored and you don't want to put the puzzle together anymore. I already put the puzzle together. Why do I need to do it again? And then people being like, you won't ever put puzzles together. And you're like, no shit, Sherlock. I already figured that one out. I swear to God, Aquas, every time I do a read for y'all, I get like the most random like images in my head. But it's just this idea of like, to you, I want to say like, is this a puzzle that will continue to, is this a like a dead end hole, or is this, holy shit, what is the name of the, it's in the, is it like the Odyssey or the Iliad? And Daedalus is the one who's in charge of it. But it's that idea of like it never stops going. Like it just evolves and it grows and it's a maze underground, and I cannot think of the official name of it. But I think you get what I'm saying. But it's this idea of like, if I go down to explore, will I get bored? Because that's what always happens is I get bored. It goes from being this safe place to being a confining place because I drank all the nectar and then there's nothing left to do. There's nothing left to explore, nothing left to understand. There was no sincere intimacy because there was no depth. Awkward. I love y'all. Um, Check out resonates. You can be on either side of the story. Um, but it's just this idea of like, I want to say, I feel like there's an idea of like there like a past relationship in your life, or it could be like a current relationship in your life too, but just kind of really understanding how, I almost want to say like, this person is saying to you or you're saying to this person, take it how it resonates, like, there's so much to me Like I am like the fucking infinite maze that could, and you are coming at me like I am a fucking 100-piece puzzle. You know what I mean? Like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Oh, I feel like there's just somebody who's like so frustrated with you, and I almost feel like you're like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. You know, like, and then once it makes sense, I feel like you're ready to go into this maze because you're like, ah, finally, somebody who can like meet me where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like somebody who has the depth and the insight and the complexity that matches mine, that taps into my curiosity, that provides a safe space, and that allows for intimacy because there's enough depth for there to be intimacy present. I mean, it is what it is. You know, call a spade, right? Okay, the Hermit. In the world. Awkward. I love y'all so much. The world and the Hermit. I feel like okay, so in the end you pull away, you know, like you figure these things out about yourself. And part of it is I want to say like an attention span. I don't know why. It's just what's coming through. So it's what's happening. You know, but I feel like there's this idea of having a really short attention span. I feel like there was this almost like a competition of who can finish the most puzzles the fastest. And you were like, watch this. I can do 100-piece puzzles like this. And then, you know, like maybe you found a 1,000-piece puzzle and it slowed you down for a second. You were like, okay, but then like ultimately it's still only a 1,000-piece puzzle. It's still just a fucking puzzle. It's not a maze that like builds upon itself and creates new caverns, new worlds, and new, you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like, so you're still with puzzles. You gotta figure that shit out. Depth of soul is not something that people can acquire. You have it or you don't. You can develop intellect. You can develop feelings. You can expand your soul. Okay, I take it back. I'm sorry. You can expand soul, but like if you come in with a big ass soul, you're like the souls that you surround yourself with. They may expand slightly, but they're never going to be big ass fucking souls. Sorry, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's this idea of having to really pull away and like see things differently. I mean, like ultimately, that's kind of like just what's being said here. Okay, um, get your head out of your ass, Aquarius. Love you. Okay, let's see what else we can get here from us. I do. I really do have a lot of Aquas in my life at this point. I've discovered that I too sincerely enjoy Aquarians. Okay. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Um, I feel like there's this idea of really having to kind of like go towards what you want, or somebody just kind of like going on their way and being done with it. But I want to say that it's you going towards somebody that you want because you have a realization, you know, of like why this person just kind of had to leave you, and like how you were limiting them and how it was just like never gonna work. And it's like, wow, like how do you have a maze and treat it like a puzzle? Why you're running around out here with all these puzzles, talking about how you completed a 100-piece puzzle and acting like you're proud of it? Why? You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of like resentment and anger towards you right now, Aquas, or you feel a lot of anger and resentment towards someone because someone's treating you like that, right? Like when you know better. But it is this idea of like taken a while for you to figure that out, right? Kairos is this idea of like patiently waiting, patiently sitting and watching and waiting, you know. But like, I kind of want to say this, Aquas, because here's the vibe behind that, and I like, whew, gives me a little bit of anxiety. If you're dealing with somebody who is out in the world building these mazes that never stop, and you acted like they were just another 100-piece puzzle to figure out, and you streamline your way through some puzzles, by the time I feel like there's this idea of like, by the time you figure out that this person that went on their way, or by the time that person figures this out about you, take it how it resonates. But by the time this revelation occurs, it's like you like, cool, you're really great at putting some puzzles together really fast, but like, can you build things? Because I don't really see any proof of your ability to really like to maze it out. You are on a puzzle level because that's where you tapped out. You know what I mean? And that's like, that's unfortunate, but I feel like that's kind of like how this person feels about you. It feels like a point of separation, but like simultaneously a revelation. Um, Hindsight's 2020, right? Okay, well, Aquas, I don't know how I feel about this read for y'all, but I hope that it resonates. And I am doing personal reads now. If you're interested in booking a personal read with me, they are 45 minutes. I found that this is a sufficient amount of time to cover any questions that you have, and um, uncover energies of past, present, and future, that you have any questions about concerning that. So that's my little plug. Thank you for hanging out with me. If this resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope that I see y'all soon. Bye.